Alright, so we're in the boat again. So last episode, you saw us put in the floor. I was a very bad cameraman, and I kind of got rushed because it was dark already and stuff. But we got the floor in, we got all the foam in. It's not the prettiest floor ever. I definitely could have done a better job, but it was rushed, so it doesn't look the prettiest. But now, we have to do the carpet before we can put the cap on, because the way that this boat works is the cap sits on and it pushes the carpet down, you know, all that good stuff. So anyways, what we're doing today, give me the phone, is we're starting off with the carpet here. I've already got one side cut out because I started and forgot to record. But what we're having to do on this side is come in here and we're getting cut out to the right shape, right form. We gotta figure out what to do with these. I'm probably gonna wrap these. And yeah. And then once we do that, then we're all set here. So this side is pretty much good and ready to go. I had to trim up that corner. So yeah, now let's get the other side done. I'm not gonna record it because it's kind of a pain to do and it's gonna take me a little bit. So anyways, I'll cut the video back when I'm done. Okay, here's where we're at now. We got a pizza. We use it like carpet glue when we had to go into town. And I decided to use liquid nails instead of regular carpet glue because of the ease of application. So we're gonna see how those fare. I've read up on them and they said they've been pretty good, so I reckon I can trust them. Anyways, once I get this glued on, I'll catch the video and I'll show you what we're doing with the cap. All right, well, once again, I skipped a lot because I didn't even think about it. But we got the cap positioned right. Now we gotta come through and every single one of these rivet holes, we gotta rivet it back. So, yeah. It kind of sits high right now because whenever I did the floor, the foam pushed the floor up a little bit, but it's okay. That won't take me too long to correct. So anyways, this will take a long time to rivet all these, so it may be dark by the time we're done, but anyways. Okay, so here is where we stand. We've got the transom all done. We're currently putting this middle piece on here, but transom's done. We got the cap back on. Y'all didn't see any of that because I forgot to record all of it, but the carpet's in here. It looks pretty good. The paint's not savable. Here's where I burned it on accident earlier and it's not being saved. So I'm not worried about it. If I wanted to sink another $400 or $500 into this boat, I would, but I'm not going to. So anyways, here's how it stands. We're going to get this motor on. Actually, I can throw a time lapse on this thing since y'all haven't really seen much else, but I'll get the time lapse of this thing going and then we'll get it set up. So here's the boat. You can see engine's mounted. Seats are put in. The seat pedestals are put in. All that's left is the covers and then all the rigging to the motor and then all the electrical. Right now we're trying to set up the throttle box, which is right here. We're trying to set up the throttle box and we're trying to set up all the rigging to the motor. And then whenever I get all the wire, we're gonna do all the electrical work for the thing. All right, so we're out here on the boat again. And here is our current progress. So last night, Amir hooked up the battery to the trim, this one. So last night, I hooked up the trim. I got the trim box working. The trim box is right there at the bundle of those wires. And I rebuilt the thing. Now, anyways, so I got that working. We got a lot of cables ran. We got this wired in. Everything's all wired up. Everything is done except for the accessory electrical wiring, which is that switch right there and the radio. Then we gotta put the windshield on and then we're gonna put the fuel tank in. But other than that, we've kind of gotten everything where it needs to go. You good?
Yep.
So Did you hook them up right?
I did. I hook up the wrong ones.
Oh, we did the wrong wires. Well, you can leave those attached. We can turn it over and make sure it still runs. But
I have the key.
no, it's upstairs. Well, once we get this figured out, I'll cut it back to you. All right, so we got the battery hooked up. We got the key for the motor. So try the trim. Yep. And then, yeah. So it's good. Battery's almost dead. That's fine. So, anyways, right now we are hooking up the fuel hose. It's in my hand. We're gonna put the fuel tank in a second. But basically, the piece goes into there. It's like that. So, I'm gonna cut this off here. Actually, I'll throw it in a time warp of us putting it in. So here's how it stands. We got the fuel tank put in. Whenever I cut back, it'll be daytime because we're about to clean up and head in. So we got the fuel tank in. We got to put the fuel hose onto there. But yeah, it's not the most perfect thing ever, but it's something I'm okay with. So that's how it will be and how it will stay. So we got our fuel hooked up, and then fuel tank right there. I don't know what that is, but we'll put back whatever it was. Anyways, so yeah, fuel tank's done. It's ready. So we got to send the cinder gauge or the gauge up into there, and then we'll put in all the electronics. And electronics will be in the next video. So thank you. Well, I forgot to record all of this. So yeah. But anyways, the deck's in. So what we did is you had the backing on here. What we'd do is on top of the hatches, we'd run around the edge we had liquid nails. The heavy duty stuff's waterproof, so it'll work. And then we'd run across and make X's around the middle. Then we'd glue it on, stand on it for a second, and then we'd put in all the accessories and hatches and stuff. So yeah. And then after that, we had to put in this middle part. We had to take these out. We're doing same back there. We're still on the back hatches, so I can still record that whenever we get back from Harbor Freight. And yeah. So 3, 2, and 1. All right, so here's what we're doing today, or right now. So we've got our hatch right here, and our hatch, it has no hinge. So we've got the hinge right here. I think this is the right one. Yep, it is. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our hatches on, and we're putting them in between the carpet and the hatch. You can see there's like a little gap. So we're just working it in there, in between them. And then we'll come through with a drill bit, get the carpet real good. Make a little hole in the carpet, you know. And then we're good to go. So anyways, we gotta get the drill and the drill bit. Making a mess. And once we get the things drilled out, then you can make this thing. So we gotta first go through, make a hole, or clean up a hole where resin got into it. Whenever we did the resin patching a couple videos ago. Alright, so now that's finished. You can see they're all drilled out. You can see the little holes, kind of, not really. So now we're gonna come in with our hinge, and you gotta find the way that it's supposed to be oriented. So like this, or you can see 2 little holes right here, and they go to this side right here. You can see, you find where you want, and you can shove it between the carpet. There we go. Like that. Just work it in. Yep, just like that. All right, and then bring me the rivets. Now what we're gonna do, we take the rivets and we can punch the rivets through. And bring me the rivet gun too. On the other side. We're gonna take the rivets, see how there's the thing. You find your hole, you line it up. You kick the trailer if your name's Amir. And then, whoop.
Merry Christmas.
Find the 2 end holes to make sure they're all lined up. And then you can punch in through the rest of them. So let's get this going. Get that to shut up. Go. Through. See if I can adjust y'all even more. There we go. Now y'all can see. Go. Just like that. This one. There we go. There we go. Work it all the way through. All right, now we got our rivet gun. You just come through and rivet them all in. Make sure you give them a nice push whenever you go to pop it. Let the rivet fall out. And work your way down. This stuff's pretty easy. Not really much to it. Yep. And then once we get this hatch on, we will put it onto the boat. And we'll simply just rivet it on there, just like this. Except there's even less steps to it. You just are doing rivets, so. Good bit of rivets gone through this boat. I think we've already put in about probably 200 already. Probably gonna end up with somewhere around 250. But anyways, here you go. That's a finished hinge or thing. You see the rivets in there. Everything's glued down. Got the hatch in here. And then here, this one actually goes right here. You can see that the holes are right there. So we got to basically line up those holes with these hinges, and then we can put it in. And we'll do that. So I'm gonna set that for a time lapse because or a time warp, because I don't think y'all guys need to watch all that, because I think you get the gist of how a rivet works. So we'll get a time lapse going, and then we'll get everything going. Alright, so I didn't really record much of the rest of this thing. You'll see us, we kind of got the boat put all the way together for the most part. And I kind of don't have any footage past this because all we've done from here is add on a fish finder today, and I kind of just wired everything up and put all the wires in. But I have footage of everything done and everything working, so I can add that in. But yeah, so if you've watched all the videos, thank you for watching them. But it's been a good project so far. Anyways, I'm gonna go back to the video, and I'll probably be back at the end of the video. All right, so the boat is mostly done. I forgot to record all of the electrical work. Typical me. But it's fine. So we got the radio wired up. I can't play the music because copyright, but so it's wired up. It works really good. And we got lights, so you can see the green coming off of, there you go. And then I've got it to where one setting does like that light and this light, and then one setting does the front light and this light. for running when you're going at speed. And then you got the bilge. Wait, let's see. Yeah, you see aerator pump back there, and then bilge pump. Yep, and then that's it. And then when you turn the key, you can see that that lights up. That one's supposed to light up. I don't have the light. I'll have to replace it, and then that one lights up too. So, yep. But anyways, that's basically the boat done. We got to put on the seats, and we got to put on the windshield. And I still have to plug the bottom holes, so I still got a good bit of recording that I can do. So this video is not quite over yet. All right, she's done. Got the windshield on. This thing's a sporty little boat once it's put together and looks good. Those registration numbers are gonna change because once I actually register it for myself, it'll be a Georgia number. But yep, so it's in fairly decent shape. Yep, so we got plenty of storage in here. All that. So plenty of tackle storage. Yep, and then those back seats right there, that one and that one, they are gonna go up there and up there whenever it comes time for the storage and stuff. So yeah, but everything works good. So we got our interior lights. Let me shut off this big light real quick so y'all can see. So I got the phone flashlight, but you can see. So we got the interior lights, and then whenever we're running, let me move this big light. So whenever you have just the interior lights, that light's off. But whenever you're running, you can flip it, and that light will turn on. So that the glare from these inside lights right here and right around the corner right here aren't going to mess with it. So yeah, but anyways, so when your ignition's on and you got those lights, I have to find a replacement light for that one because everything else has a backlit. So you know, pumps work. Radio works really good. Obviously for reasons I can't play anything on there. And then the electrical got fairly decently done up. So unlock this latch. Unlock it. You can see it's mostly organized. I still have to run the plumbing to those, but that'll be easy. So yeah, so that's this side. I'm gonna move that. So those are good. Gotta lock this back. Sorry for my pretty bad. There we go. That's locked. Now this won't come up or anything. And so we got our backlight, our tilt and trim. Tilt and trim. It's wired up good. Obviously the motor starts and runs, and yeah, so anyways, that's the whole build process. Sporty little boat. So if you've watched this thing from start to finish or have subscribed because of this boat, thank you for watching. Hopefully I'll have some future projects coming up, at least in the relative future. So yeah, but I'm gonna post some videos of us fishing off this boat, us running it, get a top speed run, and then just a general test run. But yeah, yes, thanks for watching. All right, time to test it out. We got all the hatches on except for one. But anyways, here we go. We've already started, as you can tell by the smoke. But